She the baddest bitch, she a knockout. With a Spanish bitch, we gon' rock out. Feel like Halo 2, I'm in lockout. When I pull up, you know I pop out. All of these hoes.
Y'all been waiting for this one. What's up, y'all? Yes, this is my setup. It's gonna be my setup. It's not fully finished, but it's gonna be my full podcast setup. Our podcast is gonna be called Real Chill Podcast. Today is gonna be my first full episode. Again, I'm not finished with the whole setup. All I need to get some lights and fix my mic a little bit. I'll be done. But on my podcast, I'm gonna be talking about NBA, NFL, mostly sports, sometimes music. If I eventually get more comfortable with it, I'll eventually invite some guests on my podcast. This is a huge deal for me because my whole career, I wanted to start a podcast. I mean, that was my biggest thing, and I finally put it to action. And this is what I really wanted to do, and now we're doing it. So today's on the first full episode of Real Chill Podcast. We're going to be talking about the NBA playoff predictions. I got my playoff predictions. I got on all my cards right here. All my cards. And we're going to explain why I feel this way, why these teams are going to be, which teams are going to beat each other, what kind of upsets are going to be in the playoffs. We just found out that Steph Curry just won a scoring title. I mean, we're not surprised. Steph Curry's been amazing this year. Okay? Steph Curry, you can make an argument that, Steph Curry, if we're not counting records, if we're not counting, seeds and everything, Steph Curry would be the MVP this year. He's been that amazing this year. Even, again, not counting records, not counting who he has on the team, not counting what seed they are, without all that, Steph Curry would be MVP this year. But obviously, they're gonna be basing on who has the best record, who has a better seed. I believe it's gonna be Jokic, and it should be Jokic. Jokic is literally almost averaging around a triple-double this year, and is one of the best passers in this last decade as a big man. And he's doing it without Jamal Murray. They actually have a better record without Jamal Murray. And they still need Jamal Murray in the playoffs. But the fact that he's carrying his team to a third seed in the West, even without Jamal Murray, with his injury, is amazing. And Jokic has been very available this year. He has not been injured. He has amazing footwork. Yes, he is very slow. He can't really run down the court like that. And he's not that much athletic, but he's very effective on the court. And he's very dangerous. So, we're going to get to the Western Conference Finals first round. Okay? So, I have the cards right here. And I have some upsets. I have some upsets right now. So, if Warriors win today, they beat Memphis, they get the 8th seed. They still got to do the stupid play-in. I don't even count that in my predictions. I'm not even counting the play-in because I'm not even a fan of it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not even counting the play-in. Okay, but we got 1st seed Jazz versus 8 Warriors. I got Warriors in 7. Hear me out. Yes, Utah's been absolutely amazing this year. Their coach should be Coach of the Year. They're an amazing basketball team. They know how to pass the ball efficiently. They move the ball. They play amazing defense. They make a lot of threes. And Gobert is probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year. But there's one key player that they missing on their team right now, and that's Donovan Mitchell. And Donovan Mitchell has been out for a while. And getting him back right in there in the playoff time is going to mess up the chemistry a little bit. I don't think Donovan Mitchell is going to be 100%. And you're going to be playing a guy that's red hot in Steph Curry. There's no stopping Steph Curry. Yes, the rest of the team is trash. But Draymond Green can actually play some defense and can actually facilitate the ball to Steph Curry and the rest of the players on the team. If Andrew Wiggins can step up and actually play consistently and average around 20 points in the series, they have a chance. I still believe they have a chance. As long as Steph Curry puts at least 30 in every game of this series, I believe the Warriors are going to upset Utah. Because I think Utah is still very vulnerable. Bogdanovich is really good. Mike Conley is still out, and that's big. They still need Mike Conley to come back. Royce O'Neal's been really good, but come on, man. There's no stopping Steph Curry. If there's one player particular that can knock off a team that's red hot right now, it's Steph Curry. I believe he can knock off this Utah team. So Warriors in 7. Now, 2 versus 7. Phoenix versus Lakers. Now, LeBron just came back. LeBron looked actually great. And I'm not surprised. People actually believe LeBron when he said he never gonna be 100% in his career, ever in his career. Y'all really believe that? It's LeBron saying that. Y'all really believe that? Come on now. Now I believe in it for this year, but he don't even have to be 100% this year. As long as AD is at least 90+%, they coming out though. I'm not even gonna say it. But Phoenix has been amazing this year. Chris Paul is an MVP candidate. Devin Booker been doing his thing. Jay Crowder was a great pickup, just like I've been trying to tell people. Like Jay Crowder and Chris Paul was a great additions for the Phoenix Suns. Monty Williams, again, another coach should be definitely a coach of the year candidate. Again, they move the ball great. They have great chemistry. They actually have pretty good defense. They're very efficient. And Chris Paul has shown what kind of leader he is. Any team he goes to, he makes the team better. But nobody want to give him credit because Chris Paul's not as flashy as he used to be. He doesn't score the most points. But in this generation, that's all people care about, and it's upsetting. But like I said, Phoenix has been great, but I think the Lakers are going to pull it off. I think they're going to beat them 6. As long as LeBron and AD are healthy, they're going to beat the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix they don't have any experience in the playoffs, and they're going against a team that has many experience. Obviously, a player that went to the finals 10 straight times, and then they just come off winning a championship. So they know how to win. And it's going to come down to the crunch time, like who's going to have the ball in the last second. Devin Booker's going to do his thing. Devin Booker's literally next Kobe, in my opinion. But LeBron might key on that. He might guard him. Obviously, you gotta have Kuz step up, but who's gonna rebound other than Ayton for Phoenix? Other than Ayton, who's gonna rebound the ball for Phoenix? Lakers have a lot of rebounders now. They got AD, they got Harrell, and they got Drummond. Drummond is a rebounding machine, and Lakers have way better defense. They still rank third best defense in the league, even without LeBron AD. So I got the Lakers in 6. Third, this is probably the toughest one to me. Denver, 3rd seed versus the Blazers, 6th seed. Now, a couple years ago, remember these two teams, they went at each other in the semifinals, and it went to 7. CJ McCollum dropped 37 in that game. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I remember that. CJ McCollum went absolutely ballistics in that game. It's going to come down to one of the two best backcourts in the NBA. When healthy, when consistent, Dame and CJ. I have Blazers in 7 over Jokic, the MVP this year, and the MPJ, and Capasso, and Eric Gordon, and the whole Denver Nuggets team. Because Jamal Murray would definitely be missed versus this team. You need a guard to drop 40 at least 1 or 2 games versus Dame and CJ. They need guard play in this series because Dame and CJ are going to do that thing, especially Damian Lillard. I feel like Damian Lillard might be on a mission in this series because he know what happened. He know what kind of series this was a couple years ago. Same thing with CJ. CJ might show off his ability, and I keep saying that them two need to separate, but I think they will dominate in this series, but it will go 7 because they will have nobody to stop Jokic and Michael Porter Jr., who's been killing it lately. They have nobody to stop him. Because, Kanter and Nurkic, Nurkic is solid, He has no defense, none whatsoever. He's a overrated rebounder. He don't know how to rebound the ball like he should. Cannon is the same way. Cannon is a good role player, but that's it. Powell is a good pickup, but at the same time, it's like, okay. I mean, but I think they will have enough to beat this team in 7 because it'll come down to Damian Lillard in crunch time. And we know what kind of player Damian Lillard is in crunch time. Clutchest player in the NBA. So I got the Blazers in 7. Clippers versus Mavs. 4th seed versus 5th seed. Same thing as last year. Nothing changed. I got Clips in 6. Luka's gonna do his thing, but that's all really they have. KP is he stays injured. We know how talented KP is. He just stays injured, and he's not as good as people think he is because yes, his size makes him great. He had great footwork, great post moves, but he don't dominate in the post. All he want to do is shoot threes. And the Clippers can kill on that. The Clippers have so much depth. Dallas don't have that much depth. Yeah, they picked up Redick, but they have? Finney Smith. I mean, Keebler. When the Clippers have, Reggie Jackson come off the bench, Nicholas Batum coming off the bench, Luke Kennard coming off the bench. You have Kawhi, PG, been balling. We're going to see how PG plays in the playoffs. Playoff P. We're going to see what kind of Paul George we're going to see in these playoffs, okay? And you got Rondo. You got a facilitator, finally, that knows how to win, that knows how to be a floor general for the Clippers. And that is going to be big in these playoffs. So Luka's he can drop 40 and a triple-double. It wouldn't matter. I think Clippers got it in 6. So that does it for the Western Conference in the first round. Now let's get to the Eastern Conference. All right. Philly, number 1 seed versus Washington, the Wizards. They sneaked in the 8th seed. I got Philly in 5. I mean, Joel Embiid was just dominate. Washington has no center to stop Joel Embiid. None whatsoever. Robin Lopez, come on now. Really? Robin Lopez barely knows how to dunk. If not play defense. He's not going to shut down Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons would probably shut down Bradley Beal to an extent. Because Ben Simmons' defense is top tier. Even though Ben Simmons don't want to learn how to shoot the ball, don't want to learn how to get a little bit better offensively, he would still be dominant defensively versus Washington. Russell Westbrook is going to do his thing, but again, he needs to get more consistent shooting the ball because if he doesn't, he's not going to win in the playoffs. I hate to say it, I love Russell Westbrook, but when it comes to the playoff time, you need to learn to shoot the ball. Same thing with Ben Simmons. You need to learn to shoot the ball. Russell Westbrook is going to get his triple-double. He's going to get his stuff. He's going to give 100% energy, but it wouldn't be enough versus Philly. Philly's just too deep. They got shooters. They got defense. They got a whole package. They got Doc Rivers. They got a whole package. I got Philly in 5. Brooklyn. All right. Here we go, y'all. Brooklyn and Boston. It's gonna be a good series. It's really gonna be a good series. First of all, Boston shouldn't be a 7 seed. That's unacceptable, Brad Stevens. That's unacceptable. I don't care what y'all trade away. I know y'all just lost Jaylen Brown. That is an excuse now, but y'all had Jaylen Brown the whole year until a couple games ago. It's not an excuse for y'all to be a 7 seed in the East. I would think y'all would be at least a 4th, 3rd seed. It's unacceptable, especially with the superstar y'all have in Jason Tatum. He's a superstar in this league. Jason Tatum is an absolute superstar. Anyways, I think Boston would actually kind of shock Brooklyn a little bit, but I got Brooklyn in 6. I mean, Brooklyn just has too much firepower. Boston just have Jason Tatum. That's about it. Evan Fournier was not really a good pickup. I didn't really like the pickup. It didn't make sense to me. He's just out there. Kemba Walker is an absolute disappointment for this Boston Celtics team. I think after this year, he's going to be gone for Boston. And Brad Stevens is definitely on a hot seat, in my opinion. So I got Brooklyn in 6. I think they would give him a good 2 games. But KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, come on, man. All right, this series right here, man. As much as I want to say Miami, I'm going Milwaukee. I'm going Milwaukee. The Bucks versus Heat. I'm going Milwaukee in 6 or 7. I want to say 6 because if they force a game 7, Jimmy Butler might go ballistics. They cannot force a game 7 versus Miami. Giannis, y'all better just go and get it done because Giannis is looking for revenge. What happened last year? Giannis is definitely looking for revenge, and he has a co-star in Drew Holiday who's very experienced in the playoffs, who knows how to come clutch in crunch time, who's not afraid of the moment, who's such an underrated defender. He's one of the best defensive guards in the NBA, set by KD and Damian Lillard. But nobody want to give him the respect that he deserves. Except Milwaukee. Milwaukee gave them money. And I kind of like that. So, Giannis has more help this year, a little bit more help. You still got Chris Middleton. You still got Brook Lopez. I think Milwaukee will win because Miami is so inconsistent this year. And they've been just killed up by injuries. You don't know what team they're going to get out of Miami. One hand, Miami goes on a big-time winning streak when Jimmy Butler's there. But when Jimmy Butler's there, they go on a big-time losing streak. They rely so much on Jimmy Butler, and I don't like that. And since they lost Oladipo, which Oladipo was just a hit or miss anyway, but Jimmy Butler, I feel like he's just tired. He's tired. Y'all have overwhelmed Jimmy Butler a little bit. Somebody else has to step up for Miami. Is it going to be Tyler Hero like it was last year? Is it going to be Bam? I feel like Bam's going to do his thing, but I feel like Giannis is going to figure out a game plan. I feel like Mike Budenholzer, they are going to figure out a game plan to stop Bam in the paint. Not just that, they want to figure out a game plan to make Giannis easier to score the ball. Because they did create a wall. Miami did create a wall for Giannis. But I feel like Mike Budenholzer is going to he's got to come up with a game plan to eliminate that wall. That's why I say Milwaukee got it in 6 this year. All right. Knicks. I'm so proud of y'all. Tom Thibodeau, again, that's another coach of the year. What he has done, not just changed the franchise, like, winning-wise this year. The culture of New York. He's changed it. This team is amazing. I love this team. They have not much talent, but they have a lot of guys that are willing to play. They're willing to defend. They're willing to win. They're willing to work. And they're willing to listen. So, they're going versus the Hawks, which I like the Hawks. The Hawks are a very good team. Nate McMillan has changed, again, this another coach has changed the culture of this Atlanta team since they fired, what's his name, that coach, I forgot, Pierce. Sorry, I forgot your name, but Pierce, they fired Pierce, Lloyd Pierce. And since then, they've been a very good team. Trae Young's been doing his thing quietly. Capella has been a monster quietly. John Collins been doing his thing. And Bogdan is looking like a great pickup. Finally. But I got Knicks in 7. Because Knicks have a better defensive team. Knicks are one of the best defensive teams in the league. And Julius Randle, they're not going to be able to stop Julius Randle. I don't care what Capella does. They're not going to be able to stop Julius Randle. Julius Randle is the most improved player this year. He has been absolutely amazing with this team. D Rose, can we give some love to D Rose, please? Can we do that? You see what he's doing? It's absolutely amazing for him to come back from a gruesome injury and still play the way he's been playing. It's absolutely unbelievable to chase his career while, not to give up, to persevere from his injury. Get some love to D Rose, please. Emmanuel Quickley looking like the Nets' older Lou Will. He's going to outplay Lou Will, Lemon Pepper Lou, in these playoffs, in this series. It's going to be a tight series. I got the Knicks in 7. Now, that's the first round of both series, both conferences. Let's get to the semifinals. Things are going to get tight. Sorry with the Western Conference. Clippers versus Warriors. As much as Steph Curry's been going ballistics, the Warriors have nobody else. And the Clippers are just too loaded, too aggressive a team, too much depth on the team. They're really good defensively. Kawhi is not going to allow Curry to go off too much in the series. I got the Clippers in 5. Curry's going to get them a 1. That's it. I got the Clippers in 5. Lakers versus Blazers. Same thing as last year. Lakers in 5. Because as much as great as Dame and CJ are, who is stopping AD? Who is doing that? A healthy AD. Who's stopping that? Who on that team is stopping AD? Kennard? Nurkic? Melo? No, nobody. And LeBron's going to have them prepared mentally for this Blazers team to once again. This is their kryptonite. So I got the Lakers in 5. I don't have to say much else. So those are the two. That's the Western Conference. Western Conference final coming up next. Eastern Conference semifinals. 76ers versus Knicks. This is going to be a fun series, y'all. This is going to be such a fun series. As much as I want the Knicks to actually pull it off and go to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since, I don't even know when, probably 2000, 1999, somewhere around there. I got 76ers in 6 or 7. Here's why. As great as Julius Randle's been this year, he's going to meet his grandfather. He's going to meet his godfather of him, Joel Embiid. He's not going to be able to stop Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons is going to key on D Rose. And Tobias Harris is going to probably drop 20, average around 18, 19 points a game. As much as great this Knicks defense is, I think they're going to tire out the Knicks in the series with their defense and their physicality and like post moves, and Joel Embiid gets to the free throw line and just dominate inside versus Julius Randle. He's going to get Julius Randle in foul trouble. They're going to have Julius Randle on Tobias Harris. That's not going to work. I think Philly is going to just outlast this Knicks team. But it's still an amazing season for Knicks, either way. Brooklyn versus Milwaukee. Y'all see the regular season matchups. They just can't stop Giannis. This Brooklyn team, I've been trying to tell this team, everybody all year, Brooklyn gonna come out of the East, Brooklyn gonna come out of the East. Oh yeah, they don't have chemistry. How many times did the Big Three play together this year? And what kind of defense does this team have? None. This Brooklyn team's defense is absolutely atrocious. It's down terrible. Horrendous. The reason why I got them still in 7, it's going 7. Because they just too much firepower. KD, Kyrie, James Harden. Milwaukee's going to be tired of trying to guard. Especially Giannis, have to guard KD, who he's still dropped 40 on him twice, even though Giannis dropped 40 on KD twice. They have James Harden and Kyrie. Giannis has Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton. GG. So, the Western Conference Finals matchup. Clips versus the Lakers. What should have happened last year. Alright. This is going to be a great series. We all know this is supposed to happen last year. But, you know, two players want to just choke a lead. And just choke in general. I don't think they're going to do that this year. I think they're going to come out with benches. But I still think it won't be enough versus LeBron and AD. I got Lakers in 7. LeBron, AD, LeBron's gonna be on a mission every year in the playoffs. You know what he's gonna be able to do. I don't even think it's gonna come down to LeBron and AD in the Lakers. I think it's gonna come down to Paul George and the Clippers. What kind of Paul George are we gonna see? Because I feel like Kawhi is gonna do his thing. I feel like the bench is gonna do their part. What kind of Paul George are we going to see versus the Lakers? In the playoffs in general, but what kind of Paul George are we going to see? I feel like he's going to fall short. And I love Paul George. Paul George used to be one of my favorite players. He still is. I just can't trust him in the playoffs, especially versus the Lakers team. Even with LeBron at 89-100%, I don't know. And obviously, the Lakers are a better rebounding team, too. I think rebound is going to be a big factor in this series. Drummond might dominate rebounding-wise versus the Clippers. So I got the Lakers in 7. It's going to be a great series, but I got Lakers in 7. LeBron might pull it through. All right, 76ers versus Nets. We see how they were the regular season. I don't care about the regular season. It's back and forth action. Joel Embiid is going to dominate. But what is Ben Simmons going to do? What is Ben Simmons going to do, y'all? Because as great a defender Ben Simmons is, you need to be able to score versus your team, man. You need to be able to score. Because this Philly team is really good defensively, but they need to score versus Brooklyn. They need to score. That's going to be the problem in Game 7 because the series is going 7. Who's going to be able to score? Who's going to be able to who's going to be able to take that last shot for Philly? You can't rely on Joel Embiid the whole series because we don't know what kind of Joel Embiid we're going to have in general because Joel Embiid as dominant he is. He don't know how to stay healthy, and he is lazy at times. He don't know how to stay healthy, and he's very lazy at times. Somebody else has to step up for Philly. Tobias Harris, he going to do 19, 20 points, maybe 25 you get out of him, but that's it. Ben Simmons. This is where you need to get a jump shot, brother. And it's a little too late now. I got Brooklyn in 7, maybe 6. All right, y'all. NBA Finals. Lakers versus Nets. I got y'all gonna see tomorrow. Thank y'all for tuning in for the podcast. This is my first episode. I'm gonna have many more episodes. It's not gonna be just NBA. I'm gonna be talking about NFL when it comes back, college football, and I'm gonna be talking about music. I'm gonna try to have some guests on my podcast, and I appreciate y'all for all the support. And I see y'all tomorrow. Real Chill podcast to determine who's gonna win the NBA Finals in the 2021 championship. See y'all tomorrow.